Hi, CASK community. Welcome back to TheROAR, your one-stop shop for research-related information and other happenings in the CASK community. I'm Hitomi Kubo, and I'm really happy to be here today. And I'm going to share some information that we recently shared on our social this week, which is the calendar of events for 2025. We wanted to put that out there now in the sort of early part of the year to really, so everybody can kind of get on their calendar some key events that are happening this year. There's always a lot happening, but these are some key ones that we hope you can get engaged with and participate as your heart desires. So first up, and I would say we just posted it 2 days ago, I think. So check out Instagram, check out also Facebook. Oh, no, actually, I think you can just check out this video because I think we're going to make it the cover of this too. So forget all that. So check out that. It just lists it really nicely in one post. So some of the major events this year, of course, first and foremost, February, end of this month, in about a week and a half, we have Rare Disease Day. And this is an incredible moment to make a roar for rare, make a roar for CASK, but also to join the broader rare disease community and kind of make our voices heard. You know, sometimes we feel really small as a single disorder, but rare disease affects more than 300 million people around the world, and that's a pretty big constituency, and this is a great day for all of us to let people know about our lives, about the challenges that rare disease communities face, but also the incredible resilience and joy and compassion and community that is there. So I think, if you're in the U.S., the the National Organization for Rare Disease, of course, has information on different events that are happening in local areas and events that they're also putting on. But I think events also that organizations share about. And there's one in San Diego that should be pretty fun if anybody's in that area. And of course, Eurodis, the rare disease official organization in Europe, has information also about some events that are happening in different countries. So in whatever way works for you today, not today, but on the 28th, to get involved, it's a great moment to do that. And of course, we look forward to seeing all the pictures of everybody. So tag at Project CASK if you post on your social media channels. So that's February. March, really excited to finally be able to bring you a webinar with our researcher, Dr. Mingshan Xue, who is leading the gene replacement therapy study for CASK disorders. We have shared before, and there's another ROAR specifically about that. If you just want to understand more about that study, we have a ROAR. I don't remember which episode. There's not that many. You can find it, or maybe we'll link it in the show notes of this one. But there was a lot of reasons that we selected in our really rigorous review last year of a lot of proposals for different types of therapeutic strategies and studies for CASK, that we've selected this one. So one is that gene replacement therapy of the genetic medicine strategies is the most proven to date. Of the neurogenetic disorders, I think you have more ongoing or about to start this year, clinical trials for gene replacement therapies, and you have actually some FDA-approved gene replacement therapy treatments that are already out there. But more than that, we have so many in the pipeline. It's incredible. We've talked about the Rett syndrome, 2 different strategies underway in clinical trial underway, Angelman's, XTXBP1 and CTNNB1 are set to start their clinical trials in 2025, 2026. I think CTNNB1 is definitely 2025 in Slovenia, and then XTXBP1 might be in 2026. We'll keep you posted on that. I'm not sure of the exact timeline at this point, but the point is that there are a lot of strategies underway in clinical trial, and so we have a lot more evidence for that right now. And Another reason is that if this works for CASK, if it's successful, it will be something that's most broadly applicable. So we thought as a first approach, we're going to have to do many things. We've talked about this, right? Multiple shots on goal. We are going to have to support multiple strategies. There's different variants in our community, and we need to make sure we have the most effective strategy for as many people as possible. Gene replacement therapy is the most universal because we're literally replacing the entire gene. And so that's why another reason that we wanted to start there is this will work for both the males and females in our community if it's successful. And then, of course, as you'll see, so join us for the webinar. Did I even say that? Did I mention that I'm saying all of this to say that we're having a webinar with Dr. Xue? And what you will see when you meet him too is not only is he a brilliant and extremely rigorous scientist, but he is just a beautiful soul, a man of incredible character and compassion and dedication to finding a treatment for CASK. So really excited for that. We'll send some information pretty soon. And then in May, we have the second, I'm not going to call it the second annual because we didn't do it last year, but the second ultra rare collection. So for those of you who are not with us in, part of the community or maybe just missed it, in December 2023, we did the first art auction for CASK. It was the ultra rare collection, ultra rare art for an ultra rare disease. And it was really fun because we were inspired by our motto, rare as unicorns, strong as lions, and of course our mascot, the Liocorn. And we had 27 artists prepare original art, all inspired by the Liocorn and our theme, glitter and roar. And it was an online art auction, and also we had an event in New York City at a gallery in New York City. So second version of the URC is back this year in May. The theme this year is the mother of all art shows. It is really about motherhood and caregiving and just love, parenthood and family and everything that that evokes. Again, it's going to be original art. A lot of the same artists that participated last time who were just incredible. A lot of our CASK family artists are involved too, and some new artists that weren't involved in the first edition. So we'll be sharing more information about that as well. There will be also an event in New York City again early May. Then in July, of course, CASK Gene Awareness Day, July 15th. That's just an incredible month for us to really showcase CASK. I think that we celebrate our Liocorns, all year round, and we should. But this is really a day that we can emphasize sharing information and raising awareness, not just in our friends and family networks, but also amongst our clinicians and other providers about CASK. And we, as I think we announced recently on our social media, we are really fortunate this year through our partnership with the Orphan Disease Center. We have a genetic counseling student, Emily and Gennaro, who is she's in her first year of her master's in genetic counseling, and she's going to be producing some materials for us. So these are going to be really great accessible materials for families, for all of us, but also for clinicians and others that we can share with them to help raise awareness and inform people about the specificity of CASK gene disorders. So that will be a great moment to share that information through your network as well. Then in August, we have the second annual, and I can say that, community-wide fundraiser, Make a Splash for CASK. We had a lot of fun last year with this. It was really a great success. We were really excited to see all the ways that people we're creative and making a splash. The theme is around water because our kids love water, but again, really loose interpretation of that. We really, really hope to expand the number of CASK community members that are participating in Make a Splash for CASK. This can be really easy. This can be an online share. We can help you create your online unique personalized fundraising page, and you can just share it through social media if that's the bandwidth that you have right now. Or you can have a little event at home with your neighbors, or you can do something bigger. Last year, Renee did an event with her community in California, and again, well, we'll link all these things. You can see she did a great post about that. But, it there's a spectrum of things. It doesn't have to be a huge lift. We'd love for people to get involved, though. We really want to expand the number of people getting involved this year. We're going to share some information very soon and have, a kind of a community meeting or small meeting about that. So people can get resources. We've got resources to help you do it too. So August, make a splash for CASK. And then in October, we are going to organize a CASK Family and Science Conference. This year, it will be virtual. It's a pilot to see, is this something that we can do in person in the future? We would really love to, but that's a whole other to do. So let's see how it goes this year. If there's a lot of interest and a lot of participation, we can try to do an in-person one. The October, we don't have a specific date but we'll nail that down soon. And we really will try to make it as interactive as possible. So it's an opportunity for us to meet each other as CASK families, for our children to meet each other, for CASK siblings to meet other CASK siblings, because they also have a unique experience, and it would be wonderful for them to be able to connect with other CASK siblings, and then of course to exchange with the scientists that work on CASK and the researchers that work on CASK. So we will try our best to make it interactive and fun, not just like listening to webinars, but really some activities that we can do even though virtual. So stay tuned for that too. Stay tuned for everything. So that's the calendar of events for this year. And just a couple other reminders. Citizen Health. If you're in the US and you haven't enrolled in Citizen Health, please take a look. The link is in our bio to go through to go through and kind of be associated with a PAG. And of course, you can share your information with both CASK Gene Foundation and Project CASK. And this is just, and I was actually talking to a parent the other day who had done it and then had an appointment and was able to share all of their information with a new provider because it was all there in one place in their citizen portal. So it's an incredible tool for parents and caregivers, but it's also an incredible tool for research as well. We'll do a special episode just on that, but just to remind you to please go enroll. Enrollment's still open, even though we're not doing a fun competition like we did in November, but we'll think of other ways to incentivize it as well for you. But I think the incentive can just also be that it's an incredible resource for both parents and researchers. And if you are not in the United States, one thing you can do that would be a huge contribution to a digital natural history study that we will get going is you can enroll in Citizen and upload your genetic report. It doesn't matter what language it's in. They can handle genetic reports in all languages. So if you have it within you to do that, it should be very quick. That would be also a huge help. Of course, reminder about RareX, and we'll come back to that and do a special episode also on that. But please, if you have not enrolled in RareX, please go do that. If you have, go update because what's really most important is longitudinal information, meaning information over time, not like one specific moment in time. We really need to see how things trend over time. So please go do your annual update of your RareX. And then, of course, Allie did a great video last week that was on our socials. Please go check it out about the epilepsy study. It's still enrolling. This is really an incredible opportunity for us to understand so much more in a very sort of through a scientific study about epilepsy related to CAS disorders. So please consider enrolling in that. You do not have to have an epilepsy diagnosis. You just need to have had an EEG, a baseline EEG, and of course a CASK gene disorder diagnosis. And if you have an MRI, great, but you don't also have to have one. All right, so that's it for now. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back soon. And until next time, keep kicking CASK.